What is going on, guys, and welcome back to the Wwe 2K25 University. Welcome to the goddamn show. Now, first and foremost, one thing that I want to mention is this episode is a little bit different. It's not about a specific topic like booking or graphics or production. This is a video that I knew I was approaching 2,000 subscribers, and honestly, it blows my mind that I started off like 6 months ago and I had like 300 subscribers, and I was just posting universe mode content, and it just kind of blew up. And I just want to tell you a little bit about the journey that I went on. And this video is less of a teaching of how to do specific things in professional wrestling or specifically in WWE 2K25. I wanted to make this video to give you guys some encouragement and to try and sort of be an advocate for your content and your journey, and that's something that I think is mightily important. So to me, first and foremost, I want to thank you guys for the support on the channel. It is insane the amount of growth we've had over the past couple of months. So thank you for being here. If you've left a comment, I've read every comment, I've tried to respond to every comment. Thank you for the comments, positive, negative. Feedback is always great, so thank you for that very much. And thank you for hitting that subscribe button as always and viewing the videos. You don't have to do that, you don't have to support me, but I really do appreciate it. I know you'll hear it from a lot of people, but this is what's interesting about my journey compared to other people, is I'm somebody who really did start with nothing, and I just invested in a PC, and that's where it kind of got going. So first and foremost, I want to leave like a statement, and I think it's important that everybody feels that when they're creating content, and this video is how to become a WWE 2K content creator, and the mindset that you need in order. I don't want to sound like I want to be humble like Logan Paul says, but the traits that I have and the mindset I have, I feel if you can just tap into a little bit, I think it's something that will benefit your content like massively, and if not, it's absolutely fine. The statement I always made, even on the very early videos before I even had like 500 subscribers, is I do firmly believe that everybody has a place on YouTube in this WWE 2K universe mode, my faction community, whatever it is you want to call. And the reason for that being is that everybody's unique and everyone's different. I see that throughout the Discord. So if you're in the Discord, I've seen your content. I've noticed how everybody's content is so different and unique, and that's what makes your content special. And don't let anybody tell you that your content will not be successful, because I see so many creative and incredible people that create such compelling stories, great shows. I'm going to give you that little bit of insight to what I did to make my content successful. So I think first and foremost, having a goal. I think it's important that you have a goal of what you want to achieve. When I set up my Discord, when I set up my YouTube channel, the whole story came from I see all these people making universe mode videos, and I know that I have certain skills and I want to help people, and that is genuine. That's all I ever wanted to do. So when I started the channel, it was more about helping other people achieve their journey, no matter what size or subscriber count I had. It was more about making content creation in the WWE 2K community, whether it be on YouTube, written, or just sharing with a bunch of people. I think the whole purpose of my channel was, and the goal that I set myself is to make it accessible to as many people as possible, to not only try and it sounds stupid, achieve their dreams, but feel like they're heard. And I think that's something that's really important, and it's a mission statement that I stand by. I did start off doing universe mode. I still do universe mode because that's my little bit of escape from that's my little bit of escape from the intense stuff. I can kick back, I can have a bit of fun, record a universe mode episode, and hey, you guys enjoy it, hopefully. So that's something that I've always done. So when I started my channel, I did start off with universe mode, and I thought to myself, I was getting okay views, I was getting good feedback, but I always wanted to do more. So for me, it was never about creating just compelling stories and having a universe mode like the other great creators across the board. It was more about sharing my experience. I mean, I've watched professional wrestling for 30 years, and in 30 years I feel like I've learned a lot of stuff about just how things work, even from a realistic perspective, and that's something that I wanted to portray in my universe mode. But then when I was creating universe mode videos, I felt like I had more to give, and I felt like I had a bigger purpose. So I think one of the first things when you start in YouTube is, obviously you can do your universe mode content, but the things to consider is, what do you want to do in this community that actually makes you stand out from everybody else? So for me, that is the universe mode university. I took the knowledge and the experience that I have and wanted to share it with others alongside the skills that I've developed throughout my entire content creation journey. For those of you who don't know, I used to be a content creator in a different community in Titanfall 2, and that I was very successful in that. But obviously WWE has always been my passion. It's what I love. I've loved it ever since I was born. So it was about the mindset of, how can I be different? So I'm doing universe mode. How can I be different? So I came up with the universe mode university. Took a chance. Sometimes in content creation and just throughout this journey, you've got to kind of throw something at the wall and see if it sticks. So I'm actually so humbled and honoured that you guys trust me enough to deliver that information to you, and you can take something from these videos. I'm not saying I'm always correct, because I'm not, and some of the things I say are not as good as probably other people. You guys would probably think of better ideas than me, but I thought for me to be different and not just do universe mode, I should use my knowledge and what I know to help others. And that was, luckily I threw that at a wall and it was successful. And I'm really proud it's successful. I haven't monetized my channel or anything. It's never been about me being a successful content creator. It's always been about achieving that goal. And I think for me, the piece of advice I'd give you guys is to look at your content. If you only do universe mode content, it's going to have to be the case that you do something different to everybody else. Don't just book a show and put it on YouTube. How can you be different? Because I see every single person that I've crossed paths with in my Discord and I've seen their content, they have something different. They just haven't discovered how to branch out and portray that. And unfortunately, that's not something that I can advise you on. That's something you've got to find yourself, like I had to. Because I was stuck for a few months just doing universe mode, but I thought, this is going all right, but I want to do something. I want to have an influence in the community that's different to what somebody else does, for example. So what can you do? So, I mean, off the top of my head, I feel like if you're like a co-creator, why not venture into the industry of doing a series? This is just an example. Doing a series like showing people how you make your cores, like what things they might not know, as well as doing a universe mod. At the end of the day, being a YouTube content and being a successful one is all about what makes you different, and what you offer to people in order for them to consume your content. So I added the university because I felt that was something that I had strengths in, and hopefully you guys believe that. But and then obviously I was talking with a friend, I won't name drop him, but we watch LFG, and it's just things like that spring to like a light bulb moment. I thought, nobody would think to do LFG. Nobody would think to invite. I've got a community who I believe have amazing content, and I'd love to create a series based around them, whereby they get an opportunity to showcase what they've created and get their names out there in the community. And I think that also ties into the whole purpose of my channel, which was to obviously help other people. So I feel like when you have one goal and all the little pieces, because I feel like my universe mode now, all the pieces, even the universe mode, fit on in, and they imagine it's like 3 cars, and the 3 cars are all in the same lane, driving at the same speed in the same direction. That's what it feels like. So my piece of advice, as somebody who's, I don't know what word to use, but had relative success in the WWE 2K community, and again, that's all down to you guys. It's not anything I've done. You chose to support me, and I really appreciate that. That I have some tips, and this is going to be a really just like a podcast-like video, but I think it's important that if you've made it this far, that you're actually showing yourself that this is what you want. And that's the first piece of advice, is always to take back feedback from other people who've maybe been in a situation where they've experienced a little bit of success, and to convert that into your own sort of goals. So step one, I would say, is set yourself a goal. What makes you different? Don't copy anybody else. Don't do the same stuff as anybody else. Think about what's unique to you, because you all have it, and how you can portray that uniqueness. Think about, what do you want to offer people? Because at the end of the day, content is all about consuming. The person who's watching needs to consume and buy into what you're doing, in terms of they get something out of it, whether it be entertainment or just education or whatever it is. Think about what it is that you have strengths in. If you're a little bit like me and you have good knowledge, maybe go down the education route. I wouldn't recommend like competing against people who are already established, because that doesn't work, and I can tell you that doesn't work. What I would do is take a look at like my series, Universe Mode University. How can you make that different? How can you add your personality on top of that, if that's what kind of bracket you fall into? If you're like more of an entertainer, what about the content? Look at some Gore and Perkins moments, maybe. Think about how you can share that kind of entertaining content. Is it YouTube shorts? Is it clips? Is it funny moments? Like, if it's a core universe mode, watch some of the best core universes like RPW and stuff on YouTube, and just think like, see what they do, get inspiration, and then be like, right, I could do like I could do some promo videos. I could show people how I came up with this idea. I could tell people what they need to think in order to make a core universe mode. I know for sure that I would be interested in seeing that video. I'm just saying, putting it out there. So there's a free video for somebody who wants to make it. But once you've got your uniqueness and your goals, I think the hardest thing that I need to stress, and this is true, and I'll be honest, there is no shortcuts. There is no overnight success. YouTube is brutal, and content creation is brutal. And I really want to emphasize that you will get out what you put in. It's just not always going to happen overnight. If I told you how many hours I spent on every single video, you would be shocked. We're talking going working and then spending 6 to 7 hours on each night, having 4 to 5 hours. I'm not recommending this, by the way. I'm just saying that it works, and having 4 to 5 hours sleep, and then doing it all again, going to work, coming back, spending 6 and 7 hours helping other people, putting in even when I'm exhausted. And now I'm in a position where I've done the hardest part. I've put the work in, and I truly believe that I outworked what I thought I could, and that's been rewarded. And it's the best feeling in the world when you've put absolutely everything into something and it's successful. And I promise you, with my help and with our Discord and the community, if you put in enough hard work and enough commitment and enough consistency, and never ever take your mind off your goals or what you want to contribute, then you will be successful. And I'm here to help you on that journey no matter what. So yeah, I mean, the third point is you have to work hard. You have to want to do it. You have to I hate swapping renders. I hate making match cards, but I do it because I know that I know the benefit of doing it to the product that I create. So some things you won't like. That's like anything in life. Some things you'll hate doing, but it's about doing them it's about doing them and trying to find them enjoyable and just doing them. So I believe hard work is unparalleled, and I'm not suggesting you don't have sleep like me, because I would never suggest that to anyone. But if you can just spend time, dedicate a set amount of time to making sure that you improve one thing about your content every single day, I promise you, you will experience some modicum of success at some point, whether it be overnight or in a week, or in a year. It will happen. It happened to me, and I don't think I'm the greatest in the content creation space, not even the greatest in my own like content creation space. So it's about the work you put in and what makes you different. And the final point I'd probably have is it's something that I experience, like, and I talk to people about most days is motivation. And I think if you're losing motivation, the biggest thing the worst thing you can do is give in to that motivation. Because I truly believe that once you give in to that motivation, once you give in to that devil on your shoulder, you won't be successful. And I know that sounds horrible. I know that sounds harsh. But I had moments, and I'm just like everybody who thinks like that, where I thought, what's the point? You know, I'm not getting this and that. So what I did is I completely changed my mindset, and I didn't ever look at the views. I never looked at my subscribers. I never looked at metrics, and some people will tell you they are important. That's each to their own. It's your own preference whether you measure your goals off numbers or measure your goals off other things. I measure my goals off other things. So, and that was successful for me, and that kept me motivated, because my motivation was, how can I make this video better than the last? If I'm making a graphic, how can I add one thing that's better than the last graphic that I made? And I think that's what's crucially important in content creation, is if you feel like you're losing motivation, take a step back, speak to people, don't give up. If this is truly what you want to do, if this is something you want to do, you need to try and change your mindset about things. It's not about money, it's not about fame, it's about achieving something. And with hard work and the right mindset, no matter what the numbers say, you will achieve it. Everybody achieves at different rates. Just because it took me over a decade in making content in different areas to get any modicum of success. But you guys have more access to more social media than I used to have, so you can do it a lot faster than I did, and I believe in that. But keep motivated. It's just about speaking to people. I think the moment you start to let the devil in and start telling yourself like you can't do it, you'll believe it. And it's important that you don't believe it. And it's important that if you ever feel like that, you just reach out to someone, myself included, and I'll speak to you, and I'll listen to what you have to say, and I'll re-encourage you and try to put you back on track to why you started it. The top tip, whenever you're feeling like that, always go back and circle back to the reason that you began creating content, and keep that at the forefront of your mind. But guys, this is a bit of a different university video, but I think it's important, and I hope you guys can take something from it. I want to help you on your journey. If you're not in the Discord, make sure you join the Discord, because I'm there most of the time, and you can ask me anything you want, anything about motivation, graphics, anything you want to level up your content. Speak to me about ideas as well. Tell me about your ideas, what makes you different. But if you've made it this far, thank you so much. Make sure you do hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.